What's up, everybody? ASAPAC19 here, back for a little bit of league racing with F1 Online. Looks like we have 17 drivers confirmed today on the grid. Drivers on their own today are going to be on McLaren Alpha and Williams. So that means Reefy, Jeff, and F1 Giancarlos are going to be on their own on track today. But nonetheless, 17 drivers for Mexico here. Full qualifying followed by 50% race. Dynamic weather. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens in terms of the qualifying strategy for everybody, as well as the weather. Mexico is an extremely difficult track in the dry, let alone in the wet. So things could be very, very interesting. We will hope for the best. Are just tuning in with us, I appreciate it. Say hello, drop me a comment, let me know that you're here. Happy to chat while I can throughout, but it should be a good one today. I'm looking forward to this. F1 Online always seems to bring some sort of excitement to my Tuesday afternoons here in the US, and hopefully nothing changes today. It looks like we had a large, I've never actually taken a look at this before, but a large majority of Dutch and South African drivers on this grid. There's one Finnish guy there. I know Jerry Jarvinen, Mark Karp. Is that the Swiss flag? Don't get mad at me if you watch us back, Mark Karp. No idea, to be honest. Maybe Switzerland. And then, yeah, you got your boy all alone. Solo Dolo USA, man. But anyways, guys, very excited for this one. I'm going to allow these guys the opportunity to settle in here. Thanks, Matt P, for being here, buddy. I know you're my biggest fan, and I appreciate you. Glad that everyone's tuning in now. We got double digits on the stream here. Always good to see. Drop a comment if you're in here, guys. Say hello. Let me know your predictions for qualifying, the race, etc. And hopefully we have a good one here today. I'm excited for Mexico. Always brings a lot of good action. That long straightaway can really make or break your race depending on what kind of setup you're running. Ipovic is ready to go racing. Love to hear that, sir. Get it done for, he's on Ferrari, right? I'm not going crazy. Yeah, he is. We Fox's teammate of Ferrari. Good luck, sir. Snader says Team Doge. I agree. He looked pretty good last week, honestly. And good the week before, not last week, the week before. I did not, unfortunately, catch last week's race, but yeah, hopefully Doge is going to have a good one. Astrids is in here for Team Doge as well. Love to hear it, boys. Lots of support for the guys. And Dogebox himself, yo, man, what is up, Doge? Good luck today, buddy. I think I'm saying it right. Doge. I'm going to go with Doge. How do you say it? Someone tell me in the chat. I know that I learned this last time, but I forget. I commentate for 4 different leagues. So, Team Doge, D-A-U-J. I'm from America, guys. Gotta cut me a break. But anyways, looks like we're taking a quick intermission here while guys sort out their stuff. I'm sure we're going to be starting the lobby any minute now. I'm going to step out. Oh, Doge is right. Okay, cool. Nice to know. Thank you, Doge. Appreciate it. Good luck today in the Red Bull. That's my team, sir. I love it. Yeah, Stater says you say it like douchebag. I'll try to keep it PG on the stream. But yeah, guys, I'm going to take a quick step out for a second while we load into qualifying here and rejoin comfortably for the rest of the session. So hang tight with me here, stay on the stream, chat amongst yourselves if you are in the chat, and we're looking forward to this one here at Mexico. All right, we are here. We are back. We are live. I apologize for missing just the beginning of this one, but the good news is we didn't miss too much of it, only a couple minutes in here, and it looks like I am on board with the front running car of Milk Mika. He is in Sector 2 here in the Toro Rosso. Let's see. I believe he's going to be the first guy to put down a time, correct? Let's see if he goes purple here. It does, yeah. So he is undoubtedly the first man on track to get a lap in, as it looks like that's a Racing Point firing up a lap there. Yes, it is. So Mika coming up to the line here is going to be the first man to get a time in dry conditions here in Mexico. Let's see what the Toro Rosso can do out of qualifying first run. He gets a 1:15.2 on the board. That's a pretty good time for Mika. He's going to be pretty pleased with that to kick things off. Looks like Den Jeff is about to start his lap, but behind him he has got a McLaren. McLaren's behind him. No, one McLaren. Reefy's on his own today. There's a Haas coming up to the line. Like he started his lap. Might be Lexus. Reefy up to the line here. What's it going to be? A 15.7 from Reefy, so about half a second off the pace at the moment. We got two Red Bulls, Scopes and Doge, both on a lap, I believe. Doge is going to be first up to the line, just enough ERS left in the tank, and he puts it on pole, a 1:15.279 from Doge, great lap. And DSC Scopes, a 14.8 in the Red Bull, the teammates looking good at the start of this one. Nice laps, guys, nice laps. Wait to get them in early here. We got a couple of other drivers finishing up a lap. Timo is rounding through the final corner for Racing Point. Where is he going to put it? And he is in second, a 14.9. Great lap from Timo. We got the Ferrari of Wheatflex kicking off a lap right now. We're going to check back in with him in 1 second. Looks like we have the Toro Rosso of Mika coming into the pit lane. I'm not sure who that is behind him. They look to be going quite slow as well. Looks like a Williams. Let's check in with the McLaren of Reefy. He is invalidated here in the beginning of Sector 3. So we will switch over to our buddy Economic Barry, the Terminator. He is in the S's here. and looking to get his first time in for the day. He is a little bit off through Sector 2 at this stage, but we'll see if he can improve. Looks clear to me, Mr. Skills. Looks clear. Not entirely sure, to be honest with you. As Barry rounds the final corner, he's coming up to the line for Renault. Is he going to get a competitive time on the board? It's a 1:15.9 from Barry, so not the slowest man out there so far, but only good for 6th at the moment. We have a couple of Red Bulls coming through the chicane there. That looks like a Ferrari of Wheat Flex, though, who has invalidated. I believe he is going to potentially go for another run here. It looks like he just recently invalidated, given his energy output. We have Niels, though. Niels has been phenomenal as of late. He's out on the mediums. Let's stick on board with the Racing Point here and keep an eye on that leaderboard, see where people start popping in. As of now, DSC Scopes is leading the way. He's got a 1:14.8 on the board. A pair of soft tires, although Niels just did a purple Sector 1 on the mediums. Let's see what kind of pace he has if he can get himself comfortably through into Q2 on the mediums. He's into the S's now. Nicely done through the first. Got to carry a lot of speed to make the aero work here. Almost 170 through the corner. Looking good so far. He's through Sector 2. Not purple, but then again, tire compound difference is going to play a huge factor. Looks like Denjeff in the Alpha managed to put down a 1:15.0 on the softs. Nice lap from him, but here comes Niels up to the line in the Racing Point. He has invalidated it. On the final corner, he invalidates it. It was a 15.8 on the mediums as well. Good lap. And looks like he's going to go right back into push mode. But let's check in with a couple other of our drivers. We got a Renault of Whistler coming up to the line. Looks like he just started his lap, so he's going to get it going here. We got the Ferrari of Wheat Flex, who's invalidated once again. He is back to full ERS at the moment. Let's see if he chooses to go for his lap or dive into the pits. He is going to go for his lap, so let's ride on board with the Ferrari of Wheat Flex here. Coming up to the DRS zone, a long straightaway here at Mexico. Plenty of time to reach your top speed as he climbs through 200, almost up to 210 at the end of the straight, and hard on the brakes, shifting down, keeping the car stable into third gear. Second now for a little bit of extra rotation. Up to third and fourth through the gears into the DRS zone. Strong on the power, keep the car in overtake. As you approach the chicane here, you're going to want to keep the car in low ERS mode. He's not going to do it here, but it's a little bit of a secret for you guys. Keep the car in the lower ERS modes, keep the tires fresh for the end of the lap. But Wheat Flex navigating well through there. A little bit of squiggle on the exit. And now the S's for Wheat Flex in the Ferrari. He's doing pretty well so far. Hooks that one up nicely on the left there. Could have taken a little bit of more curb. Doesn't use all of the track there to his advantage, but hasn't invalidated it, so that's good for the Ferrari driver. Looking like he could be on pace for that right in the middle of those times right now, somewhere right around the 16 mark as he flies through the stadium section here at Mexico. Looking okay, not invalidating it yet. Don't run too wide here, and up through the gears. No ERS left in the bank. As you can see, his deployment ran out, but a 15.8 on the board for the Ferrari driver. Nice lap from Wheat Flex. As we have Jake S. in the Mercedes. He's coming up to the line with a, looks like a Toro Rosso of either Milk or Jerry Jarvin behind him. Not sure which one yet, but Jake's up to the line, and he does a 1:16.123, so he's able to improve. Jerry Jarvinen is wrapping up his lap here in Sector 3. The Toro Rosso driver, no time on the board yet with 9 minutes to go. Light rain during the race, says Denjeff, so that's going to be interesting. See if guys have been putting on wet setups here as Jerry Jarvinen puts in a 1:15.1 in the Toro Rosso. Great lap from Jerry. Gets himself into the top 5 and just ahead of his teammate Milk Mika. As it looks like Doge has invalidated. He's going for a fresh run here on the same pair of softs nonetheless, but interesting strat call. Jake is on his in-lap. Whistler looks like he just wrapped his up a 16.1. He's trying to push with very little ERS in the tank there. Interesting to see if he can improve at all. As, what was that? Just put a time on the board. Someone just crossed the line. Oh, maybe not. So only a couple guys out on track. Who is that pulled off to the side there? Someone is just pulled over on the straight. I can't actually see who it is. Is that Jake in the Mercedes? Hold on, we got a Toro Rosso coming up. We can't. He's not going to get there in time. Is he? Oh, wow, yeah, Jake with a massive, massive crash in the end of Sector 2 after the S's. He is going to be out of qualifying, unfortunately. A 1:16.1 on the board for him as Mark Karp crossed the line with a 1:16.958, not his best lap. But I would imagine he had to avoid Jake in the middle of the S's there. Not an easy thing to do on the fly. As Jerry decides to finally box. Reefy is getting his lap underway for the McLaren here. John Carlos, we'll check in with him. He just ran a little bit wide, but he is on a push at the moment. And purple Sector 1 for John Carlos, so hasn't been looking the paciest as of late in races, but he manages to set a good Sector 1. Oh, he gets really oversteery on the exit, and some debris on the track there as well. I think someone made contact with the wall. Looked like a Haas that he just drove by, and that's completely thrown off his lap. I would imagine if he was smart, yeah, he's going to wind back up for another one. No shame in that. Don't blame you. So yeah, John Carlos is winding back up for a lap here. Let's see. There's a lot of guys in that queue. Who's leading the way? John Carlos is now off to the side. What's exactly going on here? We got a little bit of a party in the stadium section. He's going to let Mark Karp go by as well. There is a racing point of Niels out in Sector 1. He is now on a lap. Yet to get a time in. Let's ride on board with Niels. The Racing Point driver has looked excellent through the course of the season so far for F1 Online. I'm going to pull the standings up in Q2, but for now, let's appreciate a nice lap from Niels here out on the softs finally, and looking to establish himself towards the top of that leaderboard. Scopes has retired from this one with a 14.6 on the board. Nice lap from him. Timo, his teammate, Niels' teammate, is sitting second. Then Jeff Nialfa is third with a 15.0 on the board. And then you got Jerry Jarvin and Milk Mika in the Toro Rossos in the low 15s. Reefy is bringing up sixth position with a 15.5. Doge right behind him in the Red Bull with a 15.5 as well. John Carlos, Wheat Flex, Barry rounding out the top 10, and all underneath that 1:16 barrier. So Mark Karp, Flory, Whistler, Lexidus all going to be looking to improve in Q2. And it looks like Niels just decided that he didn't need that portion of the track. He's going to go for a fresh lap after that invalidation. And here he goes again. We have a Haas and someone else coming up in Sector 3. That looks like Lexidus is about to get a lap underway. I don't know who is behind him. Is that John Carlos? Yeah, and he's invalidated, unfortunately. I think he's going to dive into the pits. Let's check in with the Red Bull of Doge. He's not on a lap right now, and neither is the Ferrari of Ipovic. Oh, he is, and he just did a purple Sector 1. According to the mini-map on the right there. So 4 minutes to go, just about 4.5 now. Only one driver yet to get a time on the board, but pretty tight grouping through the first session here. I believe Jake is already out for sure. Ipovic is going to need to improve if he wants to see Q2, as well as Niels, who's yet to get his time up. What time did he do? A 15.8, a nice lap there from Ipovic. My apologies. Trying to pull up these standings for the league as we speak here. And it looks like Niels is going to be next up to... Wow, he's invalidated it once again. So Niels is now in high stress mode. He is going to need to do his best to move into the top 15 here in the next 3.5 minutes. He's really just got to get a lap in. I mean, he's got the pace. We know that much as Lexidus retires from the session. I believe he just retired in the pit lane, comfortable with where he is. Niels is like super hustling to get back. I think maybe he's run out of fuel, and that's not going to help him. He's cutting everything here. He's really cutting everything here. I think something's up. Oh no, he looks like he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it. Wow, that was interesting. Okay, so Niels is back off and away now in the racing point. He is flying down the long straight. A lot of Doge supporters in the chat right now. Rico, Snader. What's up, Kehoe? Glad you're here, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Yeah, guys, drop a comment if you're here. Say hello. As Niels puts down a purple sector 1. No question about that. Looking pretty good so far in sector 2. I'm wondering where he's been invalidating. I would guess the S's. If I had to guess with Niels, I bet you he gets a little bit aggressive through the S's. Let's see if he can do a better job through here. So he almost makes contact with the Red Bull there. That was a little bit of a close call as he does a good job of swinging it through there that time. That's much better from Niels. I bet you it's going to be a purple sector 2, and it is a 55.9 through there. Final couple of corners in the stadium section to go. This could be a very, very good lap for Niels at the death of it here. So we have someone in the pit wall turn backwards. Niels puts in a 15.1. Plenty good enough for now. Nice lap from Niels. And John Carlos has retired from the session. We also have a Red Bull now just parked up in the wall there. And I think he's out of the session as well, Doge. Oh no. Did Doge crash out? I think Doge crashed out, but either way, we're on board with Whistler here. He's comfortably in right now, but he's going to need to improve, make sure Forey and Mark Karp don't come near him. Only about a 10.5 separating him and Forey right now. I believe Forey is right behind him on track as well. Jerry Jarvinen is letting me know he thinks Mexico is one of his worst tracks. I hope you have a good race today, Jerry. You're looking good right now, buddy. Top 5 in Q1. We have a yellow flag out in Sector 1, but I don't think it's anything serious. On board with Whistler here. He is still trying to improve on that time if he can. Let's see here. What do we got in the chat? We got Carrie or Mika for the win from Richie Skills. We have Ryan M in the chat. What's up, Ryan? Thanks for being here, buddy. Rico, yeah, Doge crashed out, unfortunately. Mun Jockless here. Good to see Mun, my buddy. UUS Mestari. What's up, buddy? See you tagging along with Kehoe. Thanks for being here. Snader, I know, buddy. Doge crashing out. That was tough. That was tough to see. What someone was on the inside. Yeah, I didn't catch it on stream, unfortunately, but I figured someone was parked up there. I think it was the McLaren of Reefy. I think he was the only driver in the McLaren today on track. So he seemed to have spun around in the pit lane. It was very confusing. Forey is going to be out of this one. He invalidated, unfortunately. Mark Karp is going to get through by default because Jake and Doge have crashed out of this one. That's unfortunate. Let's see here. Pad Slipper telling everybody to calm down. Take a deep breath. Regroup. Yeah, Rico's idle crashed. We apologize, Rico. That's going to be it, though, guys, for Q1. There's your final lineup as we're waiting for Forey's car to officially enter the pit lane. There it goes. So there's your top 15. Oh, actually, hold on a second. So, Mark Karp, Forey, Jake, and Doge all not moving on to Q2. So that's tough for the Haas and the Mercedes that didn't crash out. But nonetheless, we have 13 moving on to Q2. starting with DSC Scopes, who did a 1:14.6 great lap from Scopes. Timo managed to improve up to a 14.9, good lap from him. Then Jeff a 15. Jerry Jarvin a 15.1, as well as Niels. Looks like Reefy 5-place grid penalty, so that was Reefy out in the middle of the track, who ended up colliding with the Red Bull of Doge. That's unfortunate, but a well-deserved grid penalty for Reefy, if I may say so myself. Giancarlos and Ipovic rounding out the top 10, along with Wheatflex in the Ferrari. Lexidus, Berry, and Whistler are going to be looking to crack into the top 10 here, as that's what you need to head to Q3. So we're going to reset. A fresh set of tires for everybody, fresh mindset. Looking through the viewers in the chat here, good to see everybody. Another TV viewer, Astrids is here. What's up, Astrids? Bad Slipper, Chris J, Commander Root is here, Doge is here, Den Jeff is here, Goo is here, HSAF1, Mr. Skills is here, Ipovic is here, Munjako's here, Rico's here, Reefy's here, Ryan's here, Snyder's here, Stripfang is here, Kehoe is here, Thicker is here, I still don't know how to say your name, I'm sorry, Yusemestar is here, Wheatflex and W. Martins. Guys, I appreciate you all tuning in for this one. I love doing this for you guys. Commentary is definitely growing on me from 2 months ago when I, jokingly said I would throw it on in the background and have a couple of beers. Now it's something I really look forward to during the week. So thank you guys for the support. If you haven't followed yet, make sure you're doing that. If you can subscribe, that's great. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe for free. The money does go back to the Twitch account, and I'm going to put that towards all the guys that I drive with in the ABR League going forward. So make sure you're supporting in any way that you can, and I really appreciate all of you. Yeah, Rico, love you too, guys. Love you and Richie Skills as well. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Looks like we have a number of cars already out on track here. Let's get everything pulled up. I want to see what guys are going to decide for tire strat. I would imagine it's going to be medium soft around here. It's a pretty long straightaway to keep the tires cool, and not too many high stress corners on the tires. Right now, Mika, Whistler, and Timo are all out on mediums. I believe that's the Williams of Giancarlo's going to be a lap in here. So you know what? We'll ride on board with him as he comes through the final corner to start his run down the long straight. Williams' car going to be looking a little bit different in a few weeks, as well as potentially a little bit quicker than it was on the 2019 F1 grid. Nicholas Latifi providing fresh perspective alongside George Russell this year, as Giancarlo does a phenomenal job of navigating turns 1 and 2. That was well done from him, and no drama on the exit there as well. It's going to be a good sector 1 from him. And yeah, 27.8, nice job from Giancarlo early here. Got to keep the lap hooked up though. Tricky couple of corners here, the slower part of the track. Yeah, I'm very impressed with Milk Mika so far in the Toro Rosso. I think he's going to have good enough pace to get himself into Q3. We'll see where that plays out. He is on the mediums right now, as it looks like Giancarlo is invalidated. So let's flop back one position to our buddy Milk Mika here. He's still going strong in the S's. And doing a good enough job. Puts a 56 down in Sector 3. On the mediums, not a bad time for sure. Navigating the stadium here. Toro Rosso also going to be looking quite different in just a couple of weeks. We have the newly branded AlphaTauri team on track as Mika crosses the line, and it's a 1:16.5 on the medium, so good basis lap to take notes on going forward here. It looks like, who's that coming up to the line? I missed it, they invalidated though. Next up is Reefy. Reefy didn't get a time in. Lexidus did though, a 15.8 on the softs, and Niels a 15.2 on the softs, so nice lap from both of them. Jerry Jarvinen is about to start his lap, and the Ferrari of Ipovic crossed the line for the start of his lap. Wheatflex has invalidated. I'm not sure if he was on a lap or not. Whistler is going to go into the pit lane. Sorry I'm jumping around here so much, but I'm just trying to make sure we catch everyone as then Jeff heads up to the line. The Alfa Romeo crosses the line. That's a 15.2 from Den Jeff to kick off Q2 here. Nice lap from the Alfa Romeo driver. We have a racing point coming through the stadium section. That's just Timo He's looking strong. Purple sector 2 for his name on the mediums nonetheless. And the final corner for the Racing Point. No deployment left in the battery, but a 16.2 on the boards. And that's a pretty good lap on the mediums. Nicely done by Timo. Looks like we have the Williams of John Carlos invalidating in sector 3. Just in time caught that one. Let's check in with Reefy. I believe he is... Oh, he's invalidated as well, so he's going to be going for a fresh lap. He's going to go into the pits, actually. We have a Toro Rosso of Mika behind him coming into the pit lane. Looks like the Haas of Lexidus on a lap now. Yep, just starting off a lap. We got a Ferrari of Reflex coming up to the line. That was Nazipovic and a 15.3 on the board. Scopes, though, a 14.5 in the Red Bull. What a lap. What a lap from Scopes. Well done, sir. Give yourself a pat on the back for that one as Wheatflex crosses the line. And it's a 15.8 on the soft, so a nice lap from him as well. A lot of consistency across the board here. A lot of guys in the 15, 16, low 16 range. Obviously, we got a 14.5 on the board for Scopes. What a lap. What a lap. Alfa Romeo of Jeff into the pits. I believe that's the Williams of John Carlos behind him. That was one of the Racing Points. He's into the pits. Okay, so we have a couple guys out on track here, and they're all around the same spot. We have Ipovic, who's just invalidated his lap, although I think he already put his time in. Wheatflex is on a cooldown right now. Lexidus is on a cooldown right now. And Red Bull, though, of Scopes, is that? Yeah. Oh, no, he's also on a cooldown. Ferrari of Ipovic is validated. So let's check back in Sector 1. It looks like we have a couple of guys up there, and that's John Carlos, who's validated. He is on his out lap, though, so he's got some time to make amends. Yeah, we do need to find Buraps a co-commentator. I'll tell you what, it's not bad being on your own because you don't get interrupted by anybody, but it does become a lot after an hour and 45 minutes when you're talking to yourself, so I appreciate that, Richie Skills. Thanks for the shout. Mika Hakkinen in here says the Kehoe. Yeah, he's looking good right now. Or Mika Sala. Either one. Mika Gasly, I like that. Go Scopes from Ted Grid Farms. What's up, Ted? To Gritty Farms. Go to Gritty Farms. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, let's stay on board with F1 John Carlos. He is now going to get a lap going. We do have light rain on the way for the race, guys, so make sure you're staying tuned for that. I think that's going to be even more entertaining than what you're seeing here right now, even though qualifying has been pretty good so far, as the Williams navigates the first couple of corners onto the DRS straights and on to Sector 2. Sector 1 from John Carlos. So he's really doing a great job in Sector 1, but seemingly struggling as time progresses throughout the lap. He's got to do a better job of managing that ERS. The deployment really screws with the tires, so hot lap out of corners. You obviously want to get as quick of a lap in as possible, as it looks like Barry just set a 16 dead there. You want to go as fast as possible, but the deployment's going to run out. So if you watch that D bar on the bottom underneath the ERS there, keep an eye on that. I think you're going to notice a couple of guys running out before the line, as I'm going to guess the same thing's going to happen to John Carlos here. Watch this. He's got plenty in the tank, but oh, actually he's got enough. He's got enough here, it looks like. Oh, it's just going to run out as he comes around the corner. And it's a 15-0 from John Carlos, so he finally hooks up a lap here. Great lap from him. He's going to be comfortably into Q3, although going to be starting on the softs. Timo with a purple Sector 1 in the books. He's on a push lap here in Sector 2. I'm going to check back in with him in a second as we pop over to the Toro Rosso of Jerry Jarvinen. He is next up to cross the line as he is whipping his way through the stadium, waving hello to all the Mexican fans high up here in the mountains of Mexico. Up to the line for Jerry, and it's P2, a 14.9 from the Toro Rosso driver. Great lap from Jerry. Well done, sir, as Barry crosses the line with a 15-1 in the books. Great improvement from Barry there. And we have a racing point of Timo coming up. And it's a 14.689, so he takes P2 away from Jerry, not far off of Scopes. And that's going to be a telltale sign of where the pace stands here, guys. Keep an eye on those two. Mika's winding up for a lap. It looks like is thinking better of it. Going to go for a fresh pair of tires. Doesn't want to wear out the same ones. We have a Williams of John Carlos crossing the line. He didn't improve, and I think maybe he meant to go into the pit lane and kind of forgot. Anyways, we have the Red Bull of Scopes out here in Sector 2. He's 2/10 up on his time at the moment, and that's going to be a big improvement if he can make it stick. We're looking at a low 14 lap time. That is definitely something to be proud of here at Mexico. Final couple of corners for the Red Bull, and up to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 14.387 from DSC Scopes, a phenomenal lap. Improves by just a little bit and widens his gap as it looks like Barry is heading into the pit lane, but we got a Haas of Lexidus starting a lap here. Jerry Jarvinen is winding up back into the pit lane. Timo is doing the same. There is an Alpha out there that looks like Den Jeff, just ahead of Lexidus here. The Haas driver sitting in 10th right now with 4 minutes remaining. He needs to improve, as I would imagine Reefy right behind him is going to do so as well. And he is within that range of taking Lexidus out of this one. Yo, Rasmus Prime, thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate you. Razzie P. Come on, Jerry, says Kehoe. I agree. He's looking great so far, and with very little preparation, hopefully he can make it stick in Q3 as well. And I imagine he's safe to get into Q3 right now. So, Burger King or McDonald's or KFC, that's a tough call because it's different here in the U.S. than it is for you guys elsewhere. So I'm going to personally go with KFC. I love crispy fried chicken. It sounds excellent right now. I'm going to have to get a snack in between qualifying here. Salad or burger? That is illegal. What kind of question is that, Rico? Obviously a burger. Blue says salad. Maybe make the car a little bit lighter and faster, as Lexus did improve. A 15.5 on the board for him. Nice lap. Reefy is winding up for another go. He's just outside the top 10 right now. Let's check in with Toro Rosso of Milk Mika is on an out lap. He's going to be getting one going soon here. Scopes has invalidated, but I don't think he's on a lap. And Jeff is on a lap. He is looking like he needs to improve a little bit, but I don't know where Reefy, Whistler, or Milk Mika are going to come out here. He's not really in danger at the moment, but obviously wants to put a little bit more time in between himself and that cutoff point. I would go with McDonald's, to be honest, says Snader. HSAF1 says KFC all the way. Blue Division needs a streamer with a commentator, man. Well, W. Martins, hit me up, buddy. Let me know. I'm ABR Buraps 19 on Xbox. Try to see if we can fit it into the schedule. Let me know. Yeah. I'd say KFC's probably my choice, but McDonald's not a bad shake. Burger King comes out third for me, no matter which way you look at it. Sorry for the quick distraction there. Den Jeff, great improvement from him. A 14.844 on the board. He's comfortably looking like he'll be into Q3. Lexidus comes up to the line. He's starting a lap now. Let's check in with Whistler. He's starting a lap, but Reefy is coming up to the line. He's got to improve, and what can it be from Reefy? It's a 15.5, and just barely sneaks in past Lexidus there. Just barely sneaks in past Lexidus. He's going to be right on the bubble to get knocked out of this one. Let's check in with Milk Mika. He's invalidated after a purple Sector 2 and 7/10 up. He's got to get as much ERS back in the car as possible, and with no track left here, it's going to be super tricky. Not enough time to go into the pit, so he's going to have to make do with half a battery here. He's going to fire it up. Do or die death lap for the Toro Rosso. Couple of guys winding up. That looks like a racing point in Sector 3. We got a pretty quick moving Alfa Romeo, but he is done for qualifying. I'd say Denjeff is safely through. The Red Bull of Scopes just did a purple Sector 2, and he's looking to improve once again. Interesting strat from Scopes, though. I would hope he's got fresh tires on it, because you're going to want fresher tires for the race, not 4-lap-old softs already. And up to the line, it's a 14.270 for the Red Bull. Improves once again, and we're going to have a number of guys crossing the line here. It's going to be hard to get them all in at once. Looks like Niels is kicking off a lap right now. Same with a lot of guys. Both the Ferraris are out there. The Red Bull has pulled over to let them through, and I think Niels, I think he's going to catch Ikovic before this lap ends. And Ikovic is on a push. Oh, nope, he backs out of it. Ikovic thinks he's safe. He's got his teammate, Wheatflex, behind him. Stick on board. Oh, and he's invalidated. Wheatflex is out of this one. Oh, man. All right, we'll stay on board with Whistler here. He has still got it in him to improve. The Renault driver sitting at a 16.468 right now. Someone just crossed the line and improved. I can't see who it was, though. I'm lost for words. I don't know if that just happened on purpose or not, but he didn't look like he tried to turn at all for that corner. That was remarkable. Whistler is out of qualifying. The Renault just planted into a wall there, and that means Reefy, by the skin of his teeth, is going to sneak through into Q3. 15.543 compared to a 15.565 from Lexus. 0.02 of a second separating those guys, and unfortunately, Lexus not going to win out on this one. But there is your lineup for Q2, guys. DSU Scopes takes pole with a 14.2. What a lap from him. Timo with a 14.6. Denjeff with a 14.8. Jerry Jarvinen with a 14.9. John Carlos with a 15. And then we go down the grid. Barry with a 15.1. Niels with a 15.2. Ipovic with a 15.3. Mika with a 15.4. Nicely done from the Toro Rosso to sneak in. And the final driver on that list, Reefy, sneaking in there late time. Rico wants me to sing a song. I'll have to think of one for you, but let me do that later on, as we'll take a quick look down the grid here. There's your 10 moving on to the final here. So Team Toro Rosso is through into Q3. Nice to see from them. Everybody else on their own, it looks like. Both Racing Points, Timo and Niels, are through as well, so nicely done from them. But the McLaren, Ferrari, Renault, Williams, Alfa Romeo, and Red Bull are going to be on their own for Q3. Sing a TikTok song. I don't actually have TikTok, Rico. I apologize. Snyder says free KFC bucket. Can you bring me one? Would you rather have a free KFC bucket or choice of would you rather have a free KFC bucket of choice every week or unlimited chicken tenders every day for 10 cents a day? I gotta go free KFC bucket. I mean, chicken tenders are good, but you get tired of those. Crispy chicken once a week, nothing would be better than that. What is Dat Vise Bitter? I don't know either, to be honest with you. I don't speak whatever Usamatar is speaking. Sing your favorite song, mate. Alright, Rico, you're gonna have to give me a little bit, man. I walked in the door from this one. Didn't warm the vocal cords up at all. We're just getting into full stride here with qualifying as the rain is finally coming down. Telltale sign of where we're going to be at in a couple of minutes. Guys are going to try to get a lap in here. This is going to be a mad dash to get a lap in while it's still dry enough. Let's see who's leading the way. It's definitely it's the Toro Rosso of Jerry Jarvinen leading the way. Scopes is just behind him. It looks like Denjeff is just behind him. And then we've got, there's another Racing Point, looks like. The Racing Points, yep. Wow, Niels is being just a little aggressive, I would say. Kind of just cut off and Jeff there. I know you want to get a lap in, Niels, but that's not the way to get it done. Yeah, look at this. He's just cutting through everything. He's got no interest in the track at the moment. And I know you want to get that lap in, Niels, but keep it clean, keep it clean. Naughty racing point. I agree. And Jerry for pole. Push now, Jerry. Push now. Get that from my man's Mr. Skills in the box. He is the ABR Tier 1 commentator, and let me tell you guys, I do not hold a candle to that man in the booth. He's got it all going for him, as Jerry Jarvinen is going to get the soft lap underway here in Q3. Let's see if the track has enough life in it for the soft tires to get the heat they need to get around here. Come on, Mika. Push now, push now. Is going to lose out big time from this one. Still in the pit lane. He's coming out now, but not going to be good enough, as we're going to have so many guys crossing the line in unison here. Jerry's going to cross the line first in the Toro Rosso. We're going to have DSC Scopes behind him. Niels jumped all the way up. A little impatience, but he's going to cross the line third. Then we've got Den Jeff, who's going to be behind him. Economic Barry trailing with those guys. We have the other racing point of Timo behind him. We have the McLaren of Reefy behind him. And we have the Toro Rosso of Mika behind him. All on laps right now. So let's check in with Jerry Jarvinen. He is in the stadium section right now. He is going to get the first lap on the board with the driest track possible. Is it going to be a good one from Jerry Jarvinen? Across the line, it's an 18.3. Up to the line for Scopes, it's 17.0. 17.7. Up to the line for Niels, it's 17.6. Let's quickly fly down. Oh, no, too late. Let's go on board with Barry. It's an 18.6. We got an 18.6 on the board for Den Jeff as well. Reefy with an 18.4. And Mika with an 18.5. Wow. Jerry with an 18.3 as well. That was a quick amount of times going on the board there. Great job, boys. Great job, as John Carlos unfortunately invalidated his lap, and that means he is going to be in a very difficult position here. I don't think he's going to have any heat in the tires. And I'm wondering if some guys are going to double stack their lap here. So let's check in real quick. Let's check in with Niels. He's got the ERS turned down. How about Scopes? He's got the ERS turned down. Okay, so these guys have all put in their lap. They seem to be content, but Barry's still going. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. If it's going to keep coming down, you're going to want to get a lap in ASAP. If Barry thinks he can improve, why not go for it? Why not go for it, Mr. Barry? He's only 300ths off his time right now. A good Sector 3 here from Barry, and he's going to improve potentially up into 6th or even 5th if he nails Sector 3. Got to get it right, though. Got to get it right for the Terminator in the Renault. Final corner and up to the line. The rain is really starting to put the track in a difficult spot now. Let's see if Barry can improve, and he does. It's an 18.2 from Economic Barry. The Terminator puts himself in 4th. A phenomenal decision by Barry to keep going there, keep pushing through that lap. And man, he is going to be thanking himself for that one. A phenomenal move by Barry. And looks like Mika is pretty desperate to get by there. Let's check in with John Carlos though now. He is coming up to the line in the Williams. Is he going to get a decent time in? And no, it's a 19.8. Tough lap from him. Ipavich, final corner as well, but the rain really going to make the track slick at this point, and it's a 20.1. So that's basically it for Q3, guys. Unless the rain absolutely stops, that's going to be your lineup for the start of the race. Niels is on pole, a 17.6 in the wet, nonetheless, with soft tires on. Nice lap from him. Scopes just behind him with a 7. Timo, literally 7 thousandths off of Scopes. And then Barry, phenomenal play to bring it back for P4. Jerry in P5, Reefy in P6, Milk in P7, Denjeff in P8, John Carlos in P9, Ipavich in P10, and I'm imagining guys are going to start retiring from this one, because I don't think the track is going to get any quicker than it is right now. Guys, I am going to quickly take a step away here, as I don't think anyone's going to be improving. I'm going to go grab myself a little bit of a snack. Just walked in the door for this one. Stay tuned. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and we will have a phenomenal 50% race coming up in wet conditions here at Mexico. I've been your host so far, ASAP AC19, aka ABR Buraps 19 on Xbox. Thank you guys for tuning in. Drop a follow if you're new here. Subscribe if you can, and stick around. Things are about to get very, very interesting here at Mexico. Alright, I am back. This is looking interesting. Guys are out on track here. I think a couple of guys are going to try to get another lap in. Looks like Denjeff's already pushing on one. So is Jerry? No, he's about to go lap on the way. Well, okay. Jeff is in Sector 1. He is pushing. Let's see if anybody else is. Looks like Timo is invalidated. Behind him is Juan Carlos on an outlap. We have Mika on an outlap, and wow, he almost just completely destroyed the car there. That was a sketchy moment for the Toro Rosso driver. Almost completely kicked out the back end, said see you later. Not happy with his lap right now, not improving either. I would imagine not many will. Barry is out pushing, but he is invalidated. And then we have the Alfa Romeo of Jeff. Is he on a push? It's very tough to tell because of the wet conditions. He might have the battery down in none for the sake of getting through the corners. But as you can tell, he's not even close to his time at the moment. He's just going to go right back into the nope, he's going to finish the lap. Definitely not quick enough. 3-second gap to his previous time. Tough track, tough conditions here. I would imagine that's going to be pretty much it for Q3. I don't think anyone is going to get the chance to improve. Ferrari did just come back out. It looks like it's Ferrari of Ipovic. I'm opening up some... so I've been hearing a lot about Freddos lately, if you can hear me on the stream, because obviously I hang out with a lot of British kids. But I'm eating guacamole, which is not an American food, more Mexican, I guess you'd say, or Spanish, but chips and guacamole. Although chips for me are like tortilla chips, not like French fries. If that makes any sense. Right, here's some crunch. That was good though. That was good. Doge says he hears chips. Yes, buddy, tortilla chips. I don't know if you guys are actually super familiar with tortilla chips. I have no idea. I've never really been to Europe, okay? Don't blame me. I'm just the messenger. Yeah, he says, nice. Oh, you are familiar with tortilla chips. Okay, good. I'm an idiot. Don't trust me. I'm just here to enjoy some racing and watch a couple guys crash into a wall occasionally. Doritos. Yeah, Doritos are good, but yeah, I agree. Nacho cheese Doritos at like 3 a.m. when you're drinking. Better. Savas Grease is in here. I'm wondering if he's racing today. The other Alfa Romeo boy, teammate of Den Jeff, he's been phenomenal most of the season. I'm sure he'd be in Q3 with us right now if he was here, but he hasn't been. As John Carlos is putting on drift for the fans. Thank you, John Carlos. Burnout for the fans from John Carlos there. Q3 is officially over. That is it for Q3. So as I stated, that was going to be the times. 17-6 for Niels. Scopes is bringing up second place. Timo in third. Barry in fourth. Jerry in fifth. Reefy in sixth. Mika in seventh. Denjeff in eighth. John Carlos in ninth. And Ipovic, the Ferrari, rounding out that top 10. Let's see, what's Ipovic up to right now? He's in the stadium section. You're going to do donuts? Do donuts! Come on! Good for the fans. Alright, into the pit lane goes Ipovic. He is the final driver. Call it quits here in Q3, and that's going to be it, guys. So we got the race coming up here. Light rain conditions for the race as well. Hopefully we get a good mix of rain and some dry. Would love to see a little bit of mixed action, but nonetheless, that's qualifying over and done with. Make sure you're staying tuned for the race. We'll be getting that going in just a couple of minutes. And guys, let me know down in the chat who you think is going to take the win on this one. If you have any questions, comments, anything that you want to know, I'll see what I can do. I'm having a good one here today. Enjoying the chat and enjoying the qualifying. And this block's pretty good too, to be honest with you. So there's your final lineup from qualifying, guys. Everybody pretty much sticking to their first lap put in, apart from Economic Barry. Great job from him to jump up 4 spots. But, yeah, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Make sure you stick around, because wet weather conditions in Mexico are definitely going to prove to be interesting. Drivers are going to get a quick break in here. In the meantime, difficult in wet, says Ipovic. Yeah, I agree. Mexico is not a track where you really want to be in wet. Long braking zone into turn 1, super easy to lock up. I'm sure we're going to see an accident in turn 1. We're going to have to see one. There's no way it's not going to happen in the wet, especially with this much rain. Donut was a joke. Yeah, Ipovic, you could have done better. I'm not going to lie, but we'll take what we can get. Yeah, let's see if we can pull up the standings. I meant to do that before and got sidetracked, so we can just give you guys kind of an idea while they head out for the formation lap where everybody stands. Okay. Look at that on the website. There's your boy, ABR Buraps. Sorry, getting less professional right now. Need to be more professional. Yeah, we are in the... Okay, here we go for the formation lap. Let's get a rundown of the grid here while we're here. Niels is starting on pole in the Racing Point. DSC Scopes, the Red Bull driver, is going to be in second. The sister Racing Points, Timo in third. Economic Barry in fourth. Jerry Jarvinen in the Toro Rosso in fifth with his teammate Milk Mika behind him. And they make contact on the outlap. They're going back to the grid. They're going back to the grid. They've both been reset to the grid. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're not even on this first lap. Then Jeff is in the Alfa Romeo in 7th. John Carlos is in the Williams in 8th. Ipovic in the Ferrari in 9th, Lexidus in the Haas in 10th, Riffi, the sole McLaren driver today, he's in 11th, Wheatflex in the Ferrari in 12th, Whistler in 13th in the Renault, Doge in 14th in the Red Bull. Unfortunate for him, crashing out in qualifying, but Riffi serving that 5-place grid penalty in the process, so kind of a win-lose for both of those gentlemen. Forey and Jake are in 15th and 16th as the Haas of Mark Karp loses traction on the outlap here. We have Rico in the McLaren, and Savas Cruz is here. Good to see Savas make the race. He is in 19th. Oh my god, it is wet out there. We've already had a couple of interesting moments, and we are only on the formation. Let's take a look at the leaderboard right now, though. As we come into Mexico, the Racing Point of Niels leads the championship with 217 points. The Alfa Romeo of Savas Cruz with 209. Cringy, who is unfortunately not here today, he is in 3rd with 207 points. Lexus in the Haas with 166. Timo in the Racing Point with 164. He's in 5th place. Scopes, Ford, Jake, Denjeff, and Ipovic round out the top 10 of the driver standings. Constructors-wise, Racing Point, massive 90-point lead over Alfa Romeo right now, with Mercedes behind them. But it is time to go racing, boys and girls. Lights are about to go out here at Mexico, waiting for the grid to line up. Here we go. We have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are good to go here. We are away for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix. Scopes gets an unbelievable start, but Niels and Timo seem to have gotten one as well. We already have chaos going on in the background. Let's see if anybody is gonna lift. So many cars all over the track right now. Be careful into the braking zone here. 3 wide between Mika. Oh, and there's a huge accident in the Racing Point. Oh my lord, the Racing Point is around. Timo is around in sector 1. Milk, Savas, Riffi all collected from that one. Mark Carberry from 4th. He's all the way down in 14th. What a start to this one. Savas Cruz 5 seconds for a massive collision. Oh my lord, what an opening lap. And the VSC is already out. Thank God it's not a full safety car, but the VSC is out. Matt C is here. He's saying moist. I agree. It is coming down right now. It's almost at the point where you can think about wets. It's not quite there. It's almost there. So wow, out of this one, who's going to be the big winner? Ipovic is up into 3rd place. He's up 6 spots on lap 1. Jerry Jarvin's up a spot. Lexus is up 5. Denjeff's up 1. Wheatflex is up 5. Doge is up 6. Thank the Lord for Doge. What a comeback. What a comeback after that start, after that qualifying, huh? Doge is going to do some things as he makes a move on Wheatflex. Goes deep, though. He's going to have the inside line here. Just park the car. And hold 7th place. Nicely done from Doge. Let's check in with our leaders, though. Jerry Jarvinen has a lot of wing damage right now. And by a lot, I mean he has no end plates on that Toro Rosso. He's going to be struggling for grip. He's got to keep up with Ipovic and just hope for the best. It's too early to go in for the fresh pair of inches. 5 seconds to Whistler there for speeding in the pit lane. Just to get the car slowed down with all this wet weather conditions. Scopes and Niels are off on their own now. They have their own battle at the front. So Ipovic has a train behind him. Ipovic, Jerry Jarvinen, Lexidus, Denjeff, Doge, and Wheatflex all in that train, as well as Giancarlos, Rico, Jake, and Forey. And even Barry and Savas and Mark Harper in this train. This thing is a big one. As Lexus sneaks by Jerry Jarvinen, but Jerry is going to get... Alright, don't touch. It's too wet out. Lexus sneaks himself into 5th position from 10th on the grid. What a start for the Haas driver. And Wheatflex is DNF'd in Sector 2. man. We just went off in the S's. Looks like the crash happened right here. BSC is out. Weak Flux is out. Wow. That was crazy. Drive-through penalty for Rico speeding under the safety car. Guys, got to be careful with the VSC out there. Easy to get the penalty. Don't cut the corners. Got to be smart. Wow. Okay, so big shake-up to this one, guys. We got some new front runners up here. Forey's up 8 spots. Jake's up 8 spots. Doge's up 8 spots. Den Jeff up 2. Lexus and Ipovich both up 6. Salas up 9. Mark Harp up 6. Rico up 6. And then look, the other way around. Barry down 5. Jerry down 8. John Carlos down 6. Whistler down 2. Timo down 13. Reefy down 6. Mika down 12. It's not a good start for these guys. They're not going to be thrilled with the chaos that ensued on there. But for now, the front is starting to spread out a little bit. Scopes is trying to hang on to the back of Niels to the best of his ability. Let's check in with this battle. Looks like that second gap has been pulled by Niels here. Scopes is going to need to put everything he has into this race if he wants to keep up with Niels. Kehoe saying, what was that corner cut? I agree. Scopes out of the DRS range now, although no DRS because of the wet weather, but still without that second gap. Lexus has Doge and then Jeff behind him. Good battle going on for 4th here. On lap 4 of 36, so a long way to go. A lot of Team Doge comments in the chat. He's up in 5th right now and just looking excellent. I don't know if he's going to have the pace to catch the front runners, but he definitely has the pace to catch up with Ipovich. So 4 laps in here, Flex is officially out of this Grand Prix. Timo, after a phenomenal qualifying, is down 12 spots. Out of the top 3 and then 15. Mika's out of the top 10. Ipovich, Lexus, Doge, huge winners at the moment, all within the top 5 and way up and out of the points. Although Ipovich was in the points to start, he was in 9th. Wow. What a beginning to this Grand Prix. I knew the wet weather conditions were going to play a factor. I didn't think that they were going to play that much of a factor, but clearly being proven wrong here. With the tricky track in Mexico with this kind of rain condition, not ideal. Team Rico, Team Milk, Team Doge, Schneider's on everybody's side today. Seems to be happy to be here. Happy that you're here, Schneider. Tough track at the best of times. I agree with you, sir. Definitely agree. John Carlos just picked up a 3-second time penalty for exceeding some track limits. Doge's battle with Lexus is cooling off. Den Jeff is still in the mix here with Doge, though. He's within about half a second or so. Just a little bit over now. It's like the Mercedes boys tagging along in 7th and 8th right now. They've got Economic Barry and the Renault hunting them back down after they're starting in P4 and falling all the way back to the beginning of this one. Niels just put in the quickest lap at 28.4. This lap from the Racing Point driver. He's now 2.5 seconds clear of Scopes. Poking a little fun at my buddy Wheatflex in the chat here. Unfortunately, he's the only driver so far that will not be seeing the checkered flag. And a tough break for him. Losing it in the S's, I'm not sure what happened. So Jake, Forey, and Barry still in a good battle for 7th right now. Let's check in with Denjeff. He's all over Doge. He is doing his best to keep up with the Haas of Lexidus in the S's here. Yeah, my pick for the winner of this one, at least at this stage of the race, it's going to be Niels. It's hard not to go with him. He has phenomenal pace. Seems to always have plenty of battery in store, and he's pulled out a 2.5 second gap. And the only guy who is near him in qualifying, I would be shocked to see this go any other way. But safety cars, weather changes, all this plays a factor. So we're gonna have to stick around and see what happens as Barry picks up a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. Denjeff is much closer to Doge than he was last time. I think he's going to be able to get the move done, but the straight line speed today is going to be tough without DRS. See if he can go around the outside last of the late breakers. He gets the inside line for this next one. I think that's going to be moved done on Doge, but it's going to be close. He leaves him space. Nice driving, boys. But Denjeff sneaks through. He's going to have the inside line coming up for this next corner. He's got to make sure he brakes late enough to hold Doge off. Seems to have done just that. Back wheel and front wheel making contact there, and he goes into the side. The Red Bull goes into the side of the Alfa Romeo. Denjeff gets away with it there. He's going to sneak into 5th. A great battle there between those guys for 5th position. Denjeff getting it done. That has allowed Jake, Forey, and Barry and Savas to all enter the chat for the top 5 here. So now we got a 6-way battle going on for 5th. Lexidus is taking advantage. He's now 2 and a bit seconds clear of Denjeff, but work to do to catch Ipovic, who's 7 seconds off the back of Scopes, who is now falling off once again the back of Niels. 3.2 seconds separating them right now. Savas Grease gets by Economic Barry, who looks like he must have had a spin because he is now into 11th and pretty far off those guys. Tough go for the Terminator. Carp taking advantage, and Savas Grease is into the pit lane. He's got double wing damage. I think he made contact with Economic Barrier there, and that's unfortunate because that means he's going to be dropping down the grid, probably coming out in front of Giancarlos, not definitely ahead of Timo. Mercedes boys hunting down the Red Bull right now. Doge doing his best to keep up with Denjeff, but 1.5 seconds almost between them already. Jake is just about the same to Doge at the moment. So the Mercedes boys doing a nice job keeping things together here. They are running 7-8 right now. Let's check in with Scopes, see where he is at on track. He's up in 2nd, 3.3 seconds still up to Niels. It's going to be a tough gap to close with Niels pulling away seemingly every lap here. Move over to, let's see, Savas Grease, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings there. Let's move over to Economic Barry, who is in the Renault. He is right on the tail of Marked Carp here. I would imagine he's going to get the move done. Got the good straight line slipstream. Makes the move to the inside. Is it going to be enough? Looks like it is. But Marked Carp coming back to the inside line. He backs out of it, gives Barry the position, and that is the Renault up into P9. Nicely done by the Terminator. See Jerry Jarvinen in the background, not far off these guys, 4.2 seconds. So the more they battle, the better it is for Jerry. Let's move up to our buddy Jake again. is Rico, 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Jake is really close to getting within that second range of Doge. Obviously no DRS. Ooh, 1.3 second gap now. And just going up. Doge must have had a good S's section there. And not so much for Jake as his teammate Forey sends it down the inside. And the Mercedes are going to switch positions here. Boys, probably my favorite pairing of teammates on the grid this year. Not sure if they will be sticking together for next season, but I do hope so. Forey and Jake, you guys have been a pleasure to commentate for here in F1 2019, and I look forward to seeing more of you guys in 2020. So 10 laps done here, guys. We have a lot of changes on the leaderboard from the start of this one. The only two sit where they started are Niels and Scopes in the 1-2 position. Everybody else way up or down from where they began. So a lot of time left to figure out who is going to be making that final push for the top 10, who's going to be pushing for the podium. Niels, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so Niels already won in the books. He is 5.2 seconds ahead of Scopes at the moment, which is good for him because that means he doesn't lose out. But Scopes is really struggling, it appears, to keep up with Niels in the wet. And no surprise, like I said, Niels with phenomenal pace all season long so far, and I'm calling him for the win. We'll see if that remains true in 27 laps time. But for now, we just watch as Jake is struggling to get through the S's here and keep up with his teammate. Teammate Forey, though, is closing up on the Red Bull of Doge, so maybe things will get interesting here. As it looks like Whistler has been overtaken by Savas Grease in Sector 2. Still having a snack over here on my end, so I'm going to put the mic up for 1 second. Professional commentating, right, guys? Rico heads into the pit lane, and Savas Grease jumps up a couple of spots. Is it still raining? Yeah, it's still raining. Okay. Sorry. It was looking like for a second there in Sector 2 that it's not raining. It's definitely raining. Okay. I'm not going crazy. Jerry Jarvinen is 1.5 off the back of Mark Karp in the Haas right now. He's looking to get redemption for the beginning of that start. He is down 6 spots at the moment. Mark Karp up 7. Phenomenal over him. See if Jerry can get the move done here. He's closing down that gap rapidly. He does pick up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Not good at this stage of the race, but not killer. As Jerry heads down the long straight here, he is on the back of the Haas, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He is moving to the inside line, but he's going to think better of it. Tuck back in for another lap. The game is a little bit loud in comparison to your voice. Okay, hold on, watch this. This will take 2 seconds. Okay, game volume down a notch. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you. Snyder, I apologize. Let me know if it is. Jerry up into 10th now, gets the move done on Marked Karp. Fortunately, we missed that in the quick swap over there. Let's see what else is going on around the track at the moment. Looks like we have couple of guys close up front. Lexidus is now closing in on Ipovic, and then Jeff not out of the question here for a podium. Should be fine now, Cisnator. Thanks, buddy. Thank you for letting me know. Sometimes it's the mic, sometimes it's just the track, sometimes it's just me, I'm an idiot. Lexus looks like he's struggling with the back end of the car there out of the run onto Sector 2. Whistler just picked up 3 seconds for multiple warnings. I think he's in the castle, in the stadium section right now. My apologies. So 1/3 of the way through, just about a little bit more at this point. Niels is commanding this race with a 9.7 second lead over Scopes right now. Ipovic is 8.8 off the back of Scopes, but not comfortable in his podium spot right now. He has the Haas of Lexus and the Alfa Romeo of Denjev hunting him down rapidly here. As I think the Toro Rosso of Mika who just put in the quickest lap. Ooh, Whistler, 10-second, and he's retired from the race. What just happened to Whistler? What just happened to Whistler? Where is he? He's off in Sector 2. The McLaren just went by him. Unfortunately, I missed that. Who's that coming up? Is that his teammate or is that the Haas? That looks like the Haas. Car's gone now anyways. Oh, it was the McLaren of Rico that was coming up to him. Interesting. VSC is out on track. Not sure what happened there. Whistler's definitely out of this race though. Thanks, Asherds. I appreciate you, buddy. Doing my best out here for all you guys. Trying to keep things entertaining. Now, see, okay, so I'm not going crazy. It's not raining in Sector 2 here. The ground is definitely still wet. Like, you definitely still need winter tires. But it's not raining anymore. And it doesn't look like it's going to rain. Lexus 3-second time penalty for cutting the track. Guys, that's what I'm talking about. You gotta be careful. Well, I guess the VSC is gone at that point, but you still gotta be careful. Time penalty is going to kill you at the end of the race here. Lexus is 3 seconds in the books. But he is all over the back of Ipovic on the restart here, and as you can tell, the VSC is such a volatile thing. Denjev, who was right up behind Lexidus and Ipovic, now a second, now back to a second, but was a second and a half behind. Team Doge says Slater once again. Yes, sir, he is up in 6th, looking good, but he does have Forey on the back of him. I don't think he is under threat on the straight here, but he does have the Mercedes of Forey and his teammate to worry about behind him, so we got to keep the driving clean and consistent. Ooh, gotta be careful. Car's getting a little bit swiggly. He's getting backed up into the Alfa Romeo here. A little bit of a lockup for the Ferrari there. Ipovic looks like he's struggling a little bit. Looks like Forey and Doge have dropped the other Mercedes, Jake. So field spreading out quite a bit right now, as Forey has a pretty good run here on Doge. But once again, not good enough. DRS really would, I mean, you'd be by Doge before that corner for sure if DRS is out, but without DRS, Forey struggling to get the straight line speed on the Red Bull. There's his teammate behind now. And yeah, the rain is definitely done, so we'll see if it comes back out. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't get to see the weather report myself, and I don't know. But if I had to guess, dry tires may be coming out soon. It's definitely still too wet. A lot of spray coming off the car tires, but track will dry up relatively quickly. I would say in the next 3 to 4, 5 laps time, start looking for guys to make a jump over to a different compound. The mediums should be the right call here. Those will easily do 20 laps, I'd say. Definitely 15 to 16 laps. So we'll see what happens here. Things eerily cooling off at the moment. As it looks like Lexidus. Oh wow, Lexidus gets squiggly on the exit there, compromising his run. Ipovic is going to have the inside line for this corner, and Denjeff inserts himself into the conversation. He's going right through the middle of the two of these guys. Not 3 into 1, boys. Please don't go 3 into 1. Oh, smart move by Denjeff there. Just take your medicine, hold position, and Lexidus gets away with one as Ipovic loses out to Denjeff. Nicely done. So Denjeff's composure there gets him the position. We do have a battle going on in the background of this one. That is Forey. Sorry, that's just Forey by himself. Looks like he dropped a teammate. Jake is going for a pit stop. Let's see if Jake has switched over to... Yep, here we go. Bunch of guys out on the mediums now. And that means, by the way, Doge is going to be in a phenomenal position here. Unless Niels pits this lap. And even then, he might jump into the top 3. Doge running ahead of all the medium runners by 3.5 seconds. Team Doge... I would say it's too early to get excited, but definitely be ready. Doge could be looking good here in a lap or two. Niels is into the pits as well as Scopes. They're already on their way back out here, and we'll see if there's a couple other guys. Looks like the Alfa Romeo of Denjeff is into the pit lane. So is the McLaren of Rico and the Haas of Mark Karp. Looks like the Toro Rosso of Jared Jarvinen's into the pits. And let's see where Doge is going to come out here. He is on to the start-finish straight. The Red Bull with all the time in hand. Long pit straight here. Looks like a couple guys are going to get out ahead of him, but he's going to jump up to behind the top 5. So Doge fans can be a little bit happier with how this one has played out. Ipovic and Lexidus still yet to pit on the inters. They are probably going to be struggling for pace at this point, and I would imagine Doge could be on for a good shot at the top 3, with Denjeff ahead of him by only 2.2 right now. Now McBarry just picked up 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Gotta be careful. As Doge is doing a really nice job of closing up to Denjeff here. He's taken out 3/10 just this lap alone, but just looking very composed. And the Red Bull looks great out there right now. Just enjoying his drive. Mark Harp 3 seconds for multiple warnings. We have a change of the podium here. Lexidus and Ipovic are into the pits, and let's see what happens. Are Denjeff and Doge both going to get by? I think it's going to be a pretty easy one for these guys, and there you have it. Doge is up into the top 4, right behind Denjeff for the top 3. Scopes still with a huge advantage, but Niels is all class at the front right now, just crushing this Grand Prix, and look at that. He's got nearly 80-90% ERS in the bank. What did I say about this man? He looks phenomenal. through the S's here. Let's actually, we're going to check back in with Niels in just a moment. I'm going to ride on board with your leader for a lap, let him get some FaceTime. Been really enjoying things on his own, as well as Scopes up there. No pressure for these guys, mostly just getting the laps in. Keep it on the island. Let's check back in with Niels. We're going to go on board with our Racing Point leader for a lap here. And looks like he's got the car up into overtake, so we get max straight line speed and power from the battery. Hold it in 8th until the curve just about hit the 100-meter board, down into 2nd. Make sure you attack these corners up into 4th and use a little bit of the curve there into the DRS straight. Same thing, 100-meter board, down into 2nd once again. Careful not to cut across the track. This is a tight one. Don't use the exit here. A little bit slippery. Tight through this one and even tighter through the 2nd, and on the power up through the gears to the best of your ability. As soon as this curve ends, just about, you want to cut in there. Ride the curves as much as possible through the S's here. Well done, sir. Well done. That looks good. Keeping the car on track, not invalidating. Throwing the car through there as well. Downshift here into 1st if you dare. Yes, he does. Careful through the hairpin. Not the best of exits, but up through the gears. Down again into 2nd for a little bit of extra rotation, and through the gears. Across the line. That's a lap with Niels and a 1:18.8. What a lap to call out. The fastest lap of the race. Nicely done, Niels. Let's check back in with Barry. He is right behind Jake right now for 6th position, and oh man, Jake is on the oldest tires of the field in terms of stage of the race where they're at. Barry is right behind him with Ipovic, Fori. Jerry Jarvin is closing up. He is definitely going to be entering the conversation soon. Keep an eye on Jerry. And guys, if you're still here in the chat, let me know. I'd love to check in, hear your thoughts on where you think everyone is going to finish here. I haven't taken a close look at the penalties yet. I could actually do that before things get too interesting. As it looks like Jake got dropped in that one by Barry. Lexidus is kind of got a gap both behind and in front, so he's comfy in 5th. Doge is looking okay in 4th right now. He is losing some time to Den Jeff. He is on older tires now as well, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue towards the end of this one. We'll see if he can close that gap as time goes on. The Red Bull driver looking strong, though, with his teammate up in 2nd and still a mile off of the leader, so he is going to need to do his best to just keep it clean here. Scopes, hope maybe Niels will probably get a couple penalties. He's already got one for sure. Keep it clean yourself and hope for a little bit of magic at the end of this one. Den Jeff in the Alpha has looked great all day. I don't remember exactly what was the first one. Let's take a look. He started in 7th. He's up 4 spots right now. So good job by Den Jeff to get into the points mix at the moment, especially with a podium under your belt. But I expect that from him, so pretty stable top 5 there. Barry's looking good in 6th at the moment, but he's got is he DRS? No, okay, he did last lap. He's got Jake all over the back of him. Ipovic is now getting hunted by Fori, and he guessed it. Jerry Jarvinen, after just a lap, has entered himself into the conversation for it's like 8th where Ipovic is right now. John Carlos has a fight going on with Timo, 2 spots back, and Savas Grease is still 8 seconds off of most of the field. So Reefy, Mika, and Rico, Mark Carp, all kind of in no man's land at the moment. Unfortunate, boys. I'm gonna give these guys a little bit of FaceTime. They've been having a great battle so far. Seems like they are constantly flipping positions, and I would imagine that's going to happen once again here with DRS enabled now. for the last few laps, but now on to lap 23. Jake is well within range and closing in quickly on the Renault of the Terminator. Just behind him, Ipovic is getting hunted by Jerry Jarvinen, and that's Jake to the inside. Jerry is going to go to the outside, it looks like, and he gets the move done. Jerry Jarvinen does. Nice move from Jerry and Jake. Barry a 3-second for multiple warnings there. And go against his time as well as Mika and Toro Rosso running down in 15. Exodus is hunting Doge now. 7/10 separate the two of these guys. So Doge is probably not going to have the pace, looks like, to keep up with Denjeff. Can hope for a couple penalties, but more than anything, might want to play a little bit of tag with Lexidus here. Trade off the DRS and yeah, cruise home for a 4-5 finish, boys. I don't think you're going to cruise through. But anyways, alas, we have some more battles going on. Jerry Jarvinen sneaks by both Economic Barry and... Sorry, sneaks by Economic Barry. I thought there was someone else there, but he's now between him and Jake for 6th place, and I would imagine he's within the DRS. Yeah, this is Jerry Jarvinen turning it on. 2 spots made up in the last lap and a half. Let's see if he can make up another one. I don't think he's going to be close enough on this occasion, but only 4/10 now. Sorry, 5/10 now, separating him and 6th position. Checking in on the chat. Well done to Jeff. Yeah, Jerry needs to push now. I agree. Push now, Jerry. P6. And yeah, he's sending it out there right now. I think he's going to go for the move on the outside here. And he is through. Oh, wow. Great job on the brakes there by Jake, but not enough to hold off the Toro Rosso on this occasion. Jerry is up into 6th and now hunting down that Red Bull in front of him. The older brother car, if you will. Older sister car. I'm still new to F1, guys. Yeah, actually, fun fact, we'll throw this out there while we're in the middle of kind of a dead spot, but nothing crazy going on. It's my first year playing F1. I downloaded the game for the first time in October of 2019, and I drive now and run ABR Tier 1 on Saturdays and Sundays, as well as CSR on Mondays and HSA on Thursdays. I don't run those. I run ABR with a couple other guys, and Tier 1 I race in. So still very new to this game, but enjoying the commentary side of things as well, as Jake not close enough on that occasion to get the move done on Jerry. But Reefy gets one done on Mika in the background. Thori picks up 3 seconds in the mix of that, and it looks like Doge is not quite going to catch up to Lexidus in 4th. But hopefully, if he's lucky, he can maintain that 3-second gap to Jerry. The issue there being Jake is right behind Jerry, and now outside the DRS, but if he's in the DRS of Jerry, going to be much easier for those guys to catch up to Doge than for Doge to pull away, although fresh air does help, for sure. Yeah, nice moves by Jerry. I agree, Kehoe. He's looking good out there today, and out of the DRS range now of Jake, so well done by the Toro Rosso to break away, and now already closing that gap onto Doge. Nice move from Jerry. Well played, sir. Jake still has Barry and Thori on his tail. Ipovic is not far out of the mix here, but not close as well. I would be checking out Timo towards the end of this one. Phenomenal pace in qualifying. I think he's going to be closing in the final few laps and potentially could insert himself into the best of the rest conversation if he can limit the penalties. What other racing games do I play? Well, actually, it's funny. I used to be only Forza Motorsport 7. That was the only game that I would play. And a little bit of Forza Horizon 2 and 4. I loved Forza 7. It was my favorite game to play on the controller. It's near and dear to my heart, but I've moved on from it now. and I'm glad that I've entered the world of F1. It's been a treat so far. But I also do have Project Cars 2 and Assetto Corsa, as well as the Competizione version, which is coming out in 2 weeks, installed on my Xbox, along with Forza Horizon 4 still as well. So it depends on the day, to be honest with you, but for the most part, this is where you will find me. And yeah, if you're watching the stream back, a lot going on in the chat, so watch that back as well. Answering some questions that have been coming in, but we have 9 laps to go here. Jake is still being tailed onto by Barry and Forey, who look like they've swapped positions, if I'm not mistaken. Jerry Jarvinen has really closed down the gap to Doge, and Timo is still 2.7 seconds outside of the top 10 battle, but he can get there for sure. He's got the pace. Scopes with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And what's Scopes doing in the pit lane? So you want to go for fastest lap? And Reefy's out of this one as well. We have a safety car out. What just happened? Where's the... Oh, okay, hold on. There's a racing point of Niels coming around there. John Carlos is in the wall in the Williams. John Carlos is out of this one. Oh, man. You hate to see that from John Carlos. I think Reefy went into the pit lane and retired. And John Carlos, an unfortunate turn of events for him after such a good qualifying performance. And I was really looking for him to get some points today, but unfortunately the Williams DNS from this one. And that's going to be pit stop galore for the boys. And what can I say? Niels is still going to... Niels might be alone on the safety car restart. He's got a 33-second gap to Scopes right now. 22 seconds. Then Jeff. He's got a minute down to 5th place at the moment. And I know those guys just all went into the pits, but think about that. That's a big gap. Like me versus Rasmus Prime gap. That's perfect. Raz, I hope you're watching this. If you're not, guys, don't worry. Just a small inside joke. But anyways, Niels into the pits. He's going to opt for softs, no doubt. 7 laps to go, and only about 5 of those will be under the without the safety car, so plenty of life in those to go till the end. And look at that, he is out of the pit lane before Scopes is even on the straight. And Jeff's not even in sector 3. Honestly, if I were him, he's going to catch up to the safety car very quickly here. The safety car is going to start moving, and it's going to start counting laps. Now, I know it will wait for the most part for at least the majority of the field to catch up, but I don't think it's going to be as nice as it usually is. I don't think it's going to wait until everybody catches up. So this could be a very interesting restart given Niels' his gap to the field. Give him the FaceTime he needs, as well as the safety car. The beautiful Mercedes SLS out there on track. Thing seems to... Actually, you know what? This is a good time to find out how fast does the safety car go in this game, because I never pay attention. Right now, Niels is riding the brake quite heavily, but also going 80 to 90 miles an hour. We're topping 100. Wow, this is brake speeds. Mercedes is pulling away. Yep. Well, that's the difference between a road car and a Formula 1 car right there, ladies and gents. Don't hit the back of that, Niels. That would be bad. Corey just picked up 3 seconds for exceeding track limits. And it looks like now Denjeff is only 15 seconds off the back of Niels, so he is going to catch up sometime this lap, I would imagine, as well as Lexus and Scopes. Doge is kind of in the mix there. And there's another pack just coming through the beginning of Sector 3 as well. We have a couple of, looks like a Ferrari and someone else, Toro Rosso maybe, along with an Alfa Romeo and a Lexus, not Lexus, a marked car back there. He's bringing up back of the field in 15th right now. 4 guys are out of this one. Giancarlos, Reefy, Whistler, and Weak Flex all retired in the first 12 or so laps. Sorry, Giancarlos and Reefy just went out. Whistler and Weak Flex within the first 11. But should be a good end to this one, guys. I'd imagine it's been a long session so far. We are almost 2 hours to this one here, but we're going to get a beautiful thing in racing. The safety car restart, just about 5 laps to go, I would imagine. The safety car looks like it. Oh, Niels just completely lost the back end. Tires are cold, and oh my god, Den Jeff gets the move done. Oh, I didn't realize that we were going to the restart there. I managed to catch back up. That was actually quite impressive. And wow, Niels is losing out on this one. Lexidus and Den Jeff are through into first and second, and Lexidus has the inside line. He's going to hold it around the outside here. He's going to get it done. The Haas is up into first place, and Den Jeff into second. Niels is in third. Scopes and Doge are fourth and fifth, respectively. Jerry Jarvin is up to sixth position. Economic Barry in seventh. Timo and Hay, Jake in ninth, and Ipovich rounding out the top 10 in the Ferrari. And wow, that was some serious drama. Niels now fighting back for second place, and he's going to get the move done on the outside. He's got the inside line for this next corner. I don't think he's going to have it, though. They're going to head into the S's. 1, 2, 3, Lexus, Den Jeff, and Niels. And now the Red Bull of DSC Scopes is all over them. Jerry Jarvinen has made it up into fifth place with just about 5 laps to go here. He's going to be in the mix for a good finish. Den Jeff, 3 seconds for exceeding the track limits, and no, not what you need this stage of the race. High drama in this one here, guys. This is wild stuff, and we have a serious 5-lap sprint race on our hands. And Jerry Jarvinen is in a wall. Jerry Jarvinen's in the wall, and he is out of this one. What just happened, Jerry? Oh my lord. Are we going to have a VSC? And we are. Oh my lord. Jerry Jarvinen out of this one on lap 32, and after coming all the way back, is sent into the wall and just completely taken out of this race. As you can see, Nico Rico and Mark Karp are all lapped cars at the moment, so we can't even get a view from their perspective, and Jerry is out of this one. Absolute heartbreak for Jerry. Kehoe says rip in the chat, and HSAF1 says no. Absolutely crazy, guys, and I am just heartbroken for Jerry Jarvinen after such a good drive, and to get himself back into the mix for a phenomenal finish. The Toro Rosso goes out on lap 32 of this race, but we have a serious shakeup on the horizon here. Lexidus now leads the Grand Prix. He is in first position with the VSC now off the board, and it looks like Niels is getting seriously racy on the restart. He wants to get back into the mix here. He knows he's got that time penalty to deal with. I don't think Scopes has one. Den Jeff does for sure, and Lexus might be clean as well. I don't want to check right now because the action is just too good to cut away from, as they're going to go probably 3 wide into this corner, if I had to guess, all on each other's tail. Lexidus has pulled out a second gap already on this field, and he is looking golden if he can keep it going. Scopes goes to the inside. Niels is still he's gonna go for the middle here. They're gonna go 3 wide into the corner. Niels makes contact with the Alfa Romeo. He goes up the inside. Oh, and he goes up the inside of the Red Bull. Red Bull fights back for the inside line though, and he gets the move done. DSC Scopes holds second place. Niels is under serious pressure from Den Jeff. Scopes goes to break the toe to the outside. He's got the inside line for this corner. Niels going to go for the outside line. He's going to make a little bit of contact with the Red Bull, but he doesn't make enough to get ahead. And wow, that was just absolute chaos for a couple of moments there. That was total chaos on the restart. Then Jeff finds himself in 4th right now. Niels is back into the podium mix. And Economic Barry, the Terminator, finds himself in 5th. Timo is up into 6th place. That safety car really helping him out. And Doge fighting him now for that 6th position. He's right on the tail of the Racing Point. He's going to hold position here and wait till the straightaway. Exodus with a 1.7 second gap now, 1.6 to Scopes. And here we go. Doge is kind of on the back of Timo. No DRS is in effect now. We are good to go on DRS, so but Timo with DRS on Barry as well. And Jeff still trailing Niels for 3rd. Niels doing his best to keep up with Scopes for 2nd. Still in the DRS range, but Scopes needs is crucial for Scopes to get DRS on Lexidus if he can. If he can't, it's going to be a serious push to the line for him. He's going to have nothing left in the tank. As we can see, then Jeff has a good amount of battery. Niels with a load of battery there, and Scopes with barely any in the tank. Can he catch him through the S's, Scopes? Is he going to be able to get DRS as he gets onto the main straight? That gap's just 1.1 now. He's got to have a really good sector 3 if he wants to keep himself in 2nd place. He's pushing. He is pushing, I can tell, and he's within the 2nd gap. Is he going to be able to hold it out of the final corner? He's now within 8/10. He is on a mission, Scope says. 7/10, and he's definitely got it. He's definitely got it. 8/10, yes he has. And he's going to be able to fend off Niels for another lap here. Scopes with the quickest lap of the day, a 16.7 it looked like, 16.6, 16.7. What a race, says Astros, and wow, this is just madness into the final 2 laps here. It looks like Denjeff has now lost his gap to Niels. It's 1.5. Barry and Doge go down the inside of Timo. Doge is wide, Doge is off, and he's taken off his front wing, and he's into the middle of the circuit. Doge is reset to the track, and he is down in 11th place. Oh, absolute heartbreak for the Red Bull. Savas Grease, 3 seconds. He is in 10th right now, and he's got a 3-second gap to Doge. He's not going to be able to keep the pace in the last 2 laps here. 3 seconds to Scopes as well, so Scopes has now picked up a penalty, and he is right on the tail of Lexidus for the lead of this Grand Prix. He's got Niels right behind him. The top 3 are going to battle it out for one final lap here at Mexico. This is going to be all or nothing, do or die lap for these guys. Let's see if Lexidus can get a good exit onto the start-finish straight. Looks like he does. Pulls out a little bit of a gap to Scopes. Niels is right up behind the Red Bull. Is he going to have enough in the tank to get by? Let's see. He's got plenty of ERS. I think he's going to get the move done. Niels is coming up behind him. Scopes goes super defensive to the inside. He's got the slipstream still on Lexus, though. He's going to break late, and he's going to go in deep. Is he going to hold it? Battling with the Red Bull. They're side by side, and Scopes gets the advantage there. But Niels is going to have DRS once again. He's right in the DRS of Scopes, who's going all over the place. He's got the inside line for this corner, and he's going to get the defense done. But Niels goes around the outside. He's got the inside line, and Niels gets the move done on lap 36, the Racing Point, back into 2nd place. And wow, this has been absolute madness for a couple laps. Absolutely sent it, Niels did. That was incredible. And Forey, oh man, I'm almost out of breath here. Forey picks up a 3-second time penalty. Oh my lord, boys, what an end to this one. And Denjeff, and Scopes is off. Scopes is off into the wall. There's no way. There's no way. Scopes is down into 10th place. Oh my lord, Red Bull is just destroyed at the end of this one. And I don't think anybody else is going to make up a position here. This has been absolutely madness as Lexidus takes the win across the line. Niels hops into 1st place. Let's see if Denjeff has anything to say about it. Denjeff gets the win. Timo moves up into 2nd place. Barry crosses the line. He's moving all the way down. Ipovich up into 4th. Lexidus into 5th. Jake is in 6th. Oh my god, as DSC Scopes has crashed out on the start-finish line. Oh my lord, the end of that one. The end of that one was madness. Den Jeff, the Alfa Romeo, takes the win at Mexico. What an end to this Grand Prix. What an end that was. Oh my lord. Let's take a look at the final standings here. Absolute madness. Den Jeff gets the win from 7th position. He is no doubt my driver of the day. Getting it done. Taking home the win on a 2-stop. Well done, sir. Well deserved. Timo gets 2nd from 3rd place. Niels falls back a couple but keeps the podium in his name. Ipovic up 5 spots into 4th. Lexus up 5 spots into 5th. Jake, great try from 15th to 6th, my buddy. Doge up from 14th to 7th at the end of this one, so he still manages to get a good result after that late incident. Savas Grease finds himself up 9 spots into the points. Fori holds a good 9th position for Mercedes, and Economic Berry keeps a points finish in 10th for Renault. Scopes, Mark Karp, Mika, Rico, oh my god, Jerry, John Carlos, Reefy, Whistler, and Weak Flex. Look at the penalties. Just look at the penalties. What madness that was, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great race. Absolutely appreciate you all being here. Astrid's, nice job, buddy, and great race coverage. Thank you, HSA F1, man. That was a serious doozy. Guys, appreciate you all tuning in. I'll be live again on the ABR account on Thursday for HSA F1 Grid 1, and I will be... someone will be live on Saturday for ABR Tier 2, and then make sure you're tuning in on Sunday, ABR F1 for Tier 1 racing. And yeah, that's going to be it from you guys. Appreciate you all being here today. What a battle at Mexico, and congratulations to Den Jeff in the Alfa Romeo. I will see you guys very soon.